Hello everybody, welcome back to the Madhouse, and welcome back to another Sunday Preview Roundup. This is number 10, technically number 11 recorded, but I didn't get to release the one a couple of weeks ago for reasons, so this is now number 10. And I would have recorded one last week, but it was all Black Library books, and as much as I love the lore, and I know a lot of others love the lore, I don't think anyone was particularly interested in learning about the books that were coming out, because everyone loves their plastic crack. So, let's get into this week's. I think I kind of expected this week, given what had already been released so far. Love them or hate them, I know there's a lot of controversy around these guys, but we have the Custodes. These are the new slimline version of the Custodes, with all the plastic tanks, the plastic dreadnoughts, and the you-know-what. Yeah, so the army box consists of the shield captain, the choice of helmeted or unhelmeted. We have 6 custodian guards. Now they have 24 head options for those, as well as the 6 sentinel guard. 24 head options for those as well. Plenty to choose from. And then you've got the Achilles dreadnought, which could also be built as a Galatis dreadnought. So the Achilles has the spear, the Galatis has the sword and shield, and then you have the Caladius Annihilated grab tank. So there's the box. Kind of interested to see how much this is going to be, because I'm not going to lie, I do kind of want the box. I have a little bit of a dilemma with this box, because I do have a Custodes army, and I'm not sure, I can't remember how many points it worked out at, but it was more than 2,000 points, like a good bit more than 2,000 points, so I had enough for some variety. But they're all obviously the older, blockier, sort of chunky. Let's go chunky. With the old chunky models. One of which is including the latest shield captain, that was brought out for 40k, which just is wildly out of proportion in my opinion. But these guys, they are. I prefer these to the more blocky sculpts from previous editions. I don't know if I can bring myself to buy another 2,000 points worth and get rid of the other ones. Not that they're actually painted, they're half painted at the moment. So I don't know. I'm in two minds. So here's the new shield captain. It is a lovely looking model, to be fair. Great paintwork on it too. I think I was going with, was it the Solar Watch that I'd done mine as? They have either the white or the bone coloured armour. I was going to do purple cloth and obviously brown leather and stuff to add the warmth to the model. So far they are sort of a bluey off-white, because I haven't got around to painting them all yet, including one of these. I have Forge World one of these, and it was a Forge World model, or is a Forge World model, so you can guess how easy it was to put together. This one I expect would be potentially more tricky to put together based on other Age of Darkness era models, but I think it'd perhaps be, well, it's going to be lighter, perhaps a bit more stable. And there we go, there's the Galatis version. So, sword and shield, or spear. I quite like the spear one, personally. And then these would be the Custodian Guard, with their triggerless Guardian Spears. I do wonder, because there was speculation that they might have like some kind of like mind implant for firing the gun. I wonder if it's just a simple twist to the spear. Let's see where the join is here. What could just be just a simple twist of the spear, activates the trigger. You never know. Actually no. these might well be the custodian guard and maybe the wardens. I don't know without looking at the book. And then there's a grab tank. Because who doesn't love a grab tank? It's all very pretty. And then you have the Liber Custodes book. So this will have all of the rules for the army. Now you can use them with 40k as well, which is why I would want to buy them. Because I do have the Saturnine and Age of Darkness boxes, along with a couple of other units for the Age of Darkness. I haven't got around to building them yet, but I've built the 2 Praetors from the Age of Darkness box. And mostly built a Sicarian tank. I still have the sponsons to do. But I haven't got anyone to play the game with around here at the moment. And what's this? This is the Journal Tactica Mailed Fist. So this is for all the super heavies for these Astartes. And then we go on to some made-to-order classic orcs and goblins. Wow. Yeah, okay. I mean, they do have a certain charm to them, I suppose. I know there's a lot of people out there that go nuts for the older sculpts. Personally, I get very excited with the new stuff because I love the detail, I love the paintwork, I love everything about them. The older ones, the very monopose, very... like, you can tell that's like one piece. They're very static. It does bring back memories, though. I mean, I never had these, but I had the Beastmen for Warhammer Fantasy back in, what, 2003, 4, 2005, around that era. So we're talking 20 years ago now. And like the Gors and Ungors would have been not too dissimilar. In fact, the Gors and Ungors and the Centigors, and I think the Chariots for the Beastmen that are now for Old World, not Sigmar, they are still the same sculpts as they were 20 years ago. And I don't know how old they were at the time. Oh look, some new Warhammer tools. Warhammer colour tools, actually. So we have the end of a mold line remover. Not a very popular tool. And we have some clippers which do look questionable. And we have some Warhammer dice. I don't think this design has changed in forever. Doesn't say how big they are, but I suppose if they're the bigger versions of the dice that they've been selling recently with the army dice, it'll be a little bit better. But they used to sell these in packs of real tiny, like I think 8mm dice or something like that. What on earth is that? So that is your new Warhammer painting handle. That just looks ready to snap. They are very, very thin. Sorry, I don't really rate that at all. Oh, and there we go. Down to the Warhammer Plus stuff. So we've got a battle report, which looks like... what is that? Stormcast versus Maggotkin. We have Lawmasters on Huron Blackheart. And then... what's this? Ultimate Paint Off. So this week's one is getting the best out of dry brushing, apparently. So if you're interested in the Warhammer Plus stuff, that is what's coming up this week. I do like at the end of this article, it says also, we're revealing something really cool tomorrow. Can you guess what it might be? Well folks, for anyone who has missed today's reveal, don't know why I'm scrolling back to the top, because I'm just going to do that. Today's reveal was none other than this. Should we have a look at the animation? Shall we? Now I recorded this with screen share and the audio didn't come through very well. It sounded absolutely awful. So with that in mind, please enjoy a visual-only experience with some nice background music, and I will try and do better next time. Thank you! Well. Commissar Yarrick is not as dead as everyone assumed him to be. He is coming back with a beautiful new sculpted mini. So let's have a look at the blurb underneath this. So, Commissar Sebastian Yarrick returns to Armageddon with a cool new miniature that pays tribute to the Yarrick models of the past. The hero of Hades still sports the iconic pose, raising his pilfered orc power claw high and shouting defiance at his foes. You'll notice the blazing bionic eye, billowing sash, shoulder epaulets, and distinctive hat have all carried through from earlier versions of the miniature. Old Baelai also looks older than ever before, with his aging body now held together with servo-enhanced calipers and an iron will. Look closer and you'll notice he still carries a las pistol in a holster at his hip, the same weapon he uses to execute the cowardly, traitorous official in the animation above. To be honest, I thought he got him with the claw. I guess I was wrong. And there we have the older models. And what's with the crab claw? I don't remember that one. Oh, she's only actually had 3 miniatures. So yeah, quite the glow up from the 90s to the 2000s, got to admit. I mean, as old and frail as he is, I really don't think he's going to be able to hold up that bolter. And we'll be learning more about Yarrick and the wider war for Armageddon very soon. Sign up for the Warhammer newsletter to get your missives straight from the front. Yep, so there he is. Back. The old codger himself. Gazgul will be happy because the community, at least, were speculating that Angron had killed Yarrick and Gaz was out for blood from the blood god, I guess. Yeah, that was a surprise film today. And back in the room. Yeah, what do you think about that? Yarrick coming back. He's only been out for an entire edition. Well, most of the edition at least. When did the Guard Codex drop? I can't remember. Anyway, what we have at the end of this month, week on Saturday I believe it is Adepticon. And at Adepticon, typically we have another big reveal show. Now, with this upcoming one, I think rumours are that we might see something about upcoming 11th edition. And with all the talk of Armageddon, and obviously showing off Guard, and now showing off Yarrick as well, who's famously a nemesis of the orcs, it would seem, or at least heavily hinted at, the Valrac's rumours of what comes in the 11th edition launch box might be correct, because he's been speculating, or at least his sources have been saying, that it's orcs and marines. It's always marines in one half, but this time it's orcs. So that could be exciting and expensive, and could bolster my orc army quite well. So I think I might do a little bit of a video on an 11th edition wish list, particularly if the upcoming Adepticon reveal show is going to show off something about 11th edition. But I have some things in mind I'd like to see rules wise, game wise, potentially model wise. I don't know. I am still wondering if we're going to see Perturabo before the end of this edition, with all the Iron Warriors stuff that was previously shown off. Yeah, I don't know. Do we need another Demon Primarch now? I mean, just bring back Russ. Everyone wants Russ back. Or Vulcan. Or the Khan. One of the three. For me, they're my three favourite Primarchs. Russ is my very favourite Primarch. But, yeah, whatever. Anyway, hobby-wise this week, I managed to finish this guy. So if you head on over to my Instagram page, after liking and subscribing to this video and my channel, you'll see some lovely photos of my finished Eldrad. And this coming Saturday, which is the 21st of March, I will be heading to ChillCon in Sheffield. And I plan on bringing this guy and my Christmas Squig model that I finished in January, and I'm going to enter them into the painting competition. So, fingers crossed, as much as I can cross them. I do well, maybe, hopefully. I mean, the painting competitions I've been to in the past has been insane. So, I don't know. Might get something, might not. It'll just be a bit of fun. But it'd be nice if I could get something to go with that Eldrad model, because that is going off to Spain shortly after ChillCon to go into the charity raffle for the Adepticon, which is all for a children's cancer charity over in Spain. So if you'd like to get involved with that, if you head on over to the Apothecarians page on Instagram, there will be a link there for buying your raffle tickets, and the raffle prizes, I believe, are cabinets of an undetermined size with miniatures in them painted by members of the community, like myself and however many other painters that are involved. I don't know any more than that. So, I think, other than starting this guy, we've got some paint on him now at least. He's very much in the ugly stage, and it's a stage that lasts seemingly forever, especially on bigger models. I've done this without an airbrush so far, and I'm kind of regretting it so far. I will stay the course. I will do it with the brush. I will be doing it in thin layers, because there's not really an easy way of airbrushing this, because half of it's green, half of it's skin tone. They kind of blend in the middle on its abdomen, and there's no easy way of spraying one and the other without having to cover most of the model in like masking putty or something. So it doesn't really seem worth the hassle. So I shall stay the course with the brush, and I will see how I do. So he has started. His plinth is made. The base is built up a bit. I didn't want to build it up too high. But this is primed and all completely covered in masking tape. You can see the timber underneath. I need to get this painted. Maybe add some more stones to it in places. I'll see how it looks. But I want to add some skulls and bits and bobs to it as well, and grass tufts at the end to make it look all pretty. But that is hopefully going to be my main entry for MPO, and then subsequently Iron Skull. But I also have the one that didn't get viewed last year because why did it break? It broke. I do want to, if I get a chance, I'll touch up some bits on that one as well. But if it gets viewed as it would have been viewed last year, it'll be interesting to see to hear the feedback that I'll get from that. But other than that, hobby-wise this week, it's been a little bit quiet. It's been particularly busy work-wise and family-wise, and I've been quite tired. So there have been several evenings this week where I've sat down at the computer to do a recording, to do some editing, to do some painting, and I've very quickly fallen asleep in the chair until the early hours of the morning, which hasn't been particularly comfortable. But I imagine it was much needed. So, trying to get back on the hobby train. I have some other videos I want to record if I can get the time to do them. So, mainly about like 11th edition wishlist, where I think 10th edition dropped the ball potentially, and does there seem to be a bit of a waning of enthusiasm around 40k at the moment, and can 11th edition bring that back? Those are two separate videos. Yeah, so along those lines, more talky with a bit of some images and some videos and some stuff thrown in elsewhere. But yeah, I have a lot going on up in the noggin about what I want to record. I just need to get it down on a script, if I can actually write a script that I actually follow, and then get some recordings done. So content for me may be a little bit slower coming. And as for the Sunday preview roundups, I wanted to kind of finish it with that title on number 10, because it's a nice round number. What I think I'm going to do is going to move it over to just a hobby roundup, because this is what it is morphed into, which is just me talking to you lovely people for an undetermined amount of time, talking about what's upcoming the following weekend, what's been going on in the Warhammer community, not necessarily just on the Warhammer community website, but just within the local communities that previous week, where my hobby is at, updates on my own projects and such. Just try and get a bit more engagement with people. And at some point, when I potentially feel a bit more comfortable doing it, I want to do some streaming of this hobby roundup. Don't know whether that will stay on a Sunday, or whether it'll be on a Monday or I think a Thursday. I think those are the two evenings that I actually have some availability to do it. But it'd be nice to actually get some streams going and to actually try and get some people to talk to, because it's nice to have a conversation. It's nice to talk to someone else on these streams, and just talk to other like-minded hobbyists as well, because I like to chat, as you can probably tell, because I'm waffling now. So with that, I will say thank you very much for watching. If you'd be so kind as to hit the like button and the subscribe button, every single one of them helps, and the more I can grow the channel, the more I can make it interesting for you people. So again, thank you very much, and catch you in the next one, or in the first hobby roundup. See you guys.